real quick. So the things that we need to make sure of is that we have these things or we're enrolled in this thing, all of these things. And so, like Melissa's doing, put that side by side with that sheet that I gave you. So there are two things that we need to know. First of all, have we gotten everything that we need to? And if not, are we enrolled in what we still need to have to finish high school? So I have already double checked these. And from what I can tell, everybody's enrolled in everything they need to graduate from high school. Again, I'm human. Humans make errors, okay? So this is your graduation. I want you to take it seriously. I want you to make sure that I'm not making an error for you. That would be terrible. So that's why I give you this information so you can double check it. Some of you will say courses needed to complete high school, and it will say done. You're already finished. So some of you may have already taken everything that you needed to graduate from high school. And this semester, the only things that you're taking are things that are needed for your associate degree. And that's okay. Okay? So the things that we need, English 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So if you didn't have English first semester, you need to make sure that you have English this semester. For math, you've got to have Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. And then a fourth math, and that's 2 semesters of that fourth math. You've got to have biology, either IPC, chemistry, or physics, any one of those 3, and 2 more sciences. Now when I say that, that also means that I could have biology, IPC, physics, and chemistry. And those could be my 4 sciences for high school, and cha-ching, I'm done. All right? All of us took geography in our freshman year. You've got to have U.S. history, government, economics, and 1 more credit of social studies. Okay? With the college, that can be sociology, psychology, it can be our social action class, our Western civilization class. It can even be world history if you did that in 10th grade year. So there are lots of options for that last credit of social studies. You've got to have 2 credits of foreign language, 1 full credit of PE, 1 full credit of fine art, and 6 electives. So those are the things you want to make sure that are on your transcript or you're enrolled in them now. Okay? And so if you look at what's left for you in high school, you want to make sure those are the courses you're in this semester. And if they're not, we need to talk. Okay? All right, so this is where I also want you to have those 2 sheets of paper side by side. And your transcript, I actually need you to look at both pages of your transcript. If you look at the second page of your transcript, there at the bottom, there's this line running across there that has all of the endorsements listed. So it says endorsements, distinguished level of achievement. So if y'all remember, all of us are going to get that distinguished level of achievement. What that means is you're on the foundation high school plan, you've had Algebra 2, and you're going to earn an endorsement. Okay? So it should say pursuing on your transcript underneath DLA. Everybody got that? So these are things that if there are errors, we're going to need to correct. So you may need to get a sheet of paper out to make me a note with your name on it and what I need to correct if my endorsements for you are wrong. Now you can also double check on your endorsements on the page that I gave you. I've listed all the ones that I think you're going to hit. Okay? Now I'm going out of order because all of us are going to be DLA. All of us are going to be this MSAC, Multidisciplinary Advanced Course Option. What that means is we're taking 4 credits of the 4 cores. That's the multidisciplinary part. And we've got at least 4 dual credit classes with a B or better. That's going to be all of us. So under multidisciplinary, on your transcript, it should say pursuing. And on the sheet that I gave you, you should have the MSAC listed. Okay? Now, others that you can earn, and so this is where sometimes I make mistakes, because either you signed up for Spanish 3 and 4 and then decided to only take Spanish 3, and so I haven't changed it yet, and so I might have this wrong. So if you look at the Arts and Humanities language option, the AHLO, in order to earn that endorsement, you have to take 4 years of a foreign language. You can do that one of two ways. You can take Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4, or a few people were able to do French 1 and 2 in middle school, and then did Spanish 1 and 2 in high school. So they've got 2 years of both languages, and that can get that endorsement, okay? So if you meet that endorsement and I don't have it on your transcript or your page, I need to know and add it. If I have it on your page and you don't meet it, I need to take it off. So I need a note. So if anybody, if that's wrong, I want you to get out a piece of paper, put your name on it, and tell Miss Knight, take the AHLO off, or Miss Knight, add the AHLO. Okay? The Arts and Humanities, Social Studies, you'll notice on your transcript it just says Arts and Humanities. It doesn't distinguish the two, right? But I want to make sure I distinguish the two because I like to count how many things you can do, okay? So I like to know why I'm doing it. The Arts and Humanities Social Studies option means that you've got 5 total credits of social studies. So what I'm going to do, close your eyes for a second, I'm going to turn the lights on, and we're going to count the social studies credits on your transcript. Okay? So on the side of your transcript, next to the courses themselves, it gives a description of what department those courses are in. So anything that has an SS beside it, you can go over and see how much credit you've earned. And if you've got 5 or more, you should have the AHSS. The other two are the STEM options. So remember, in order to get a STEM endorsement, you have to take biology, chemistry, and physics. Most of us take chemistry and biology, whether we want to or not. Physics becomes an option, and so not everybody takes physics. So if you've taken biology, chemistry, and physics, and you've got 5 total math credits, you should earn the STEM math endorsement. Now remember, it's 5 total credits, not 5 total classes, okay? So look at your total credits for math. If you've taken biology, chemistry, and physics, and you've got 5 total math credits, you should earn that STEM math. For the STEM science, again, you have to have had biology, chemistry, and physics, and then 5 total science credits, and you can earn the STEM science. Are we good? Any questions on the endorsements? So your endorsements should match on your sheet of paper and then under what's pursuing on your transcript. So there are, we're really working out of 2 different catalogs for Lone Star. We're working out of the 13-14 catalog and the 14-15 catalog. This is the 14-15 catalog. There are just some minuscule little differences between the two, and I'll go over exactly what those are. On both catalogs, we need all of these things. All right? So on both catalogs, we need English 1301, 1302. 3 hours of speech, and we can include speech 1318, that's also in there. We need 3 hours of math, 8 hours of science, 3 hours of fine art, 3 hours of humanities. We need both history 1301 and 1302, government 2305 and 2306. We need 3 extra hours of social studies for the college. The things that count are your dual credit world history if you took that in 10th grade, dual credit economics if you took it dual credit, psychology, sociology, and also Western Civ can cover that. Okay, so that any one of those covers that 3 hours. If you have more than one of those, the others go towards your electives. Okay? And then everybody needs their 1 hour of PE credit. Everything up to the electives. There's something that I haven't shared with you guys before, and I think you'll be interested to know. there's something that is called being core complete when you transfer to a university. So this should be 42 hours minus those electives. If you have completed all of those 42 hours, there's an agreement between Lone Star College and any of your small institutions going to a university. If you are core complete, the university has to accept you as core complete. So for example, A&M may not accept speech 1311. They might want speech 1318 or 1321. That's the one that transfers. Make sense? But if you're core complete with C's or better, can't take any D's in any of that core completeness. So if you're core complete, they're going to take that speech credit and you're not going to have to do it again, even though it's showing that it won't transfer because you're core complete. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yay! Yay! Y'all should be excited about that.
My heart.
Now, sometimes there are some courses in their core that actually apply to your degree plan. Those you're still going to have to take, okay? So like if there's a business English class that you have to take for a business degree, and that's in their core, you're still going to have to take that because that's not something that we did, okay? So does that make sense? All right, so the next slide. So the differences between the catalog year. And this, if you'll notice, it's also on your application for graduation. The reason why we have to know that is because that determines which courses we have to have. And each catalog year, it kind of changes sometimes. So, you guys, when we started together way back when I first got here, y'all were going into your sophomore year, I was still working on the 13-14 catalog. And so, a lot of you had already started in that 13-14 catalog, and you had taken COSC 1401. So when I first got here, it was a 4-hour course. And that was a requirement in that catalog year. That was like an elective requirement. You had to do that. In the next year, it changed to COSC 1301. So it lost an hour, and it was no longer a requirement in the 14-15 catalog. Okay? So that's something that changed. So if you took COSC or didn't take it at all, you're in the 14-15 catalog. But if you took it when it was 1401, you're in the 13-14 catalog and you stayed there. All right? So some of the differences, the 14-15 catalog, it doesn't require the COSC or a literature component. And everybody's like, oh yeah, we don't have to take English 4. No, you take it for high school credit. But that English 23 that you take for English 4 also counts as a humanities or as an elective credit on any of the other degree plans. Okay, so it can still count towards something. So, just as a reminder, the differences between an AA and an AS, that's the other thing that has to be on that graduation application. And so if you'll notice, I've already filled the majority of the graduation application out. All the parts that I can fill out, I did. So on the AA degree, you know there's only 3 hours of math, but on the Associate of Science, there's 6 hours. On the AA, there's 8 hours of science, but on the AS, there's 16 hours. And on the electives, there's 18 hours on the AA, but because we flip-flop them, there's only 7 on the Associate of Science. Okay? Same number of hours. Now, on the 13-14 catalog, you had to have 61 hours because that COSC was a 4-hour class. And on the 14-15 catalog, you have to have 60 hours. 1 hour difference because of that COSC. So just to recap, 13-14 catalog, you need the COSC, your English 23 can count as the humanities, you need 61 total hours. On the 14-15 catalog, you don't need COSC, your English 23 can still count for humanities, you need 60 hours. Make sense? So any questions there? All right, so let's move along. So here's some things that I want to get from you today. I want you to check the courses on your high school transcript. And remember that I hand enter all of the grades from Lone Star. Remember that if you make an A at Lone Star, I input a 95. If you make a B, I input an 85. A C is a 77, a D is a 73, an F is a 65, okay? And so, check your grades. Make sure I don't make a mistake. That's one keystroke difference a lot of times, but it can make a big difference in GPA. So check your grades, check your endorsements are correct, and remember you need to let me know if I need to make any changes, either add endorsements or take away endorsements from what I already have for you. I need you to make sure that you're in the courses that you need to graduate from high school. It would be terrible if we could almost have our associate degree and not graduate from high school. That would be terrible. So make sure you got the courses that you need for high school. Double check your courses. So let me explain something else that I did on that handy dandy sheet. If you are in all of the courses this semester that you need to finish your associate degree, I asked the question, can I walk with Lone Star? Or will I finish my degree? I think that's what the question says. Will I finish my degree? And it will say yes, because you're in all of the courses that you need this semester, right? So if it says yes, you're in all of the courses. What happens if you drop something? Will you get your degree? No. What happens if you fail something? Will you get your degree? No. Okay, so I need you to make sure you understand that. Then the next question, some of those I put no, and I put out to the side the courses that you're not enrolled in this semester. Okay? So at the bottom, all the courses that you need to finish your degree are listed. All of them. Everything you need for your degree. But with the no, will I be finished? Will I complete my degree? Only the things you'll have after this semester are listed there. So does that make sense? So it's a shorter list, and it's just the things that you will need after you complete this semester. Now, in order to be able to walk with Lone Star, you've got to be within 12 hours of your degree. So if you were with everything that you're enrolled in this semester, within 12 hours of your degree, you got a graduation application today. If you're not within 12 hours of your degree, you're not getting a graduation application today. Make sense? All right? If it changes before graduation, you should know. And if you are more than 12 hours away from that degree, should you show up to Lone Star graduation? Nope. No. Y'all, I think that we're probably going to be pulling people out of line if you're not going to meet the requirements to walk. That would be terribly embarrassing for you and your families. So I need you guys to make sure you understand that if I am not within 12 hours, I cannot walk. Now, why is 12 hours the magic number?
Because you can complete the whole summer.
Exactly. Thank you, Kimberly. So the thing is that Lone Star does not have a summer graduation. They don't have one after the summer. They don't have one in August. And so if you're going to be able to complete it in the summer, they're going to let you go ahead and walk. Okay? But they're not going to give you a diploma until everything is finished. Now, I've got some other things that I want to talk about before we move on to that actual graduation application. I got a lot of things and I can't remember everything. Hold on, I got to think. Taking courses in the summer. So, if you need to take something this summer, last summer I had a lot of students want to take a mini-mester. Have y'all heard of those? Yeah. Everybody wants to take them. Let me warn you, they don't always work well. Last summer, I had about 10 or 12 students sign up for a mini-mester, and all but like 3 failed. So my pass rate is very, very small, okay? A mini-mester is a 3-week course, but it's everything in that 3 weeks. So you really are doing almost nothing but that work for 3 weeks, okay? It's not easy. And think about it. If that whole semester is 3 weeks long, when is that drop date going to be? About a week and a half in. You know, I mean, it's not very far. It's hard to gauge how you're doing in that class so quickly. But because it moves so fast, you do. So the good thing about mini-mesters is we'll still pay for them because when you sign up for them, you're still a student with us. So we'll pay the tuition, we'll cover that, but we won't purchase books for the mini-mester. Okay? Because you're going to finish it after everybody's gone. And we need our books back. Okay? So you'd have to purchase books. I'm going to be very controlling about who signs up for mini-mesters and who doesn't because I've had such a bad success rate, or not a success rate with that. So if you want to do that, I'm going to be looking very closely at grades this semester. Okay? I'm going to need to see that you're making B's or better. Okay? Now, if you want to take courses in the summer, a lot of times you're still going to need an exceptional admit from me. I know that you're a graduate, but Lone Star doesn't always get that information right away. And so for us to speed things along, you're going to have to come see me and get an exceptional admit, but you'll be responsible for your tuition, your books, your fees, okay? All I'm doing is saying, yes, you graduated by giving you an exceptional admit that says you're taking it for college credit only at this point, all right? The course catalog for summer usually comes out sometime late April, early May. So if you need anything for the summer, you'll need to come and see me about that time, okay? Transcripts. So, final Rankin GPA. We run that at the end of the third 9 weeks. Most of you are taking almost exclusively college courses. You've got service here, you've got Avid here, you might have English here. You could possibly have a science here, but that's really almost it. You might have Western Civilization. The courses that are taught by Quest teachers, those are going to go on that final Rankin GPA. The college classes at Lone Star do not calculate in. We don't get grades from those professors until the end of the semester. So, do well in the ones that are here for sure. Final transcripts. So, you're going to, sometime in May, fill out a form. Everybody will fill out that form. We have sent dozens and dozens and dozens of transcripts for you. Some of you have sent many, 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 many. At the end of the year, we send one for you. So at the end of the year, you're going to tell us which one institution you want that final transcript sent to. Because by May, you should know where you're going to go.
Oh, I don't know.
You gotta pay those deposits for housing. You gotta have something written in stone by that point. So that's what you'll do, is fill out a little form. And Ms. Davenport, we can't send those though until all of our processes have been taken care of. And so keep in mind, when's school out for everybody but you guys? Yeah. So it's not until that first week in June that we finish up the report card process and all of that, and then it's usually a week or two later that we're sending out those transcripts. So don't expect them to be there the day after you graduate, because they won't. Okay, we have to get all those processes done. Final transcripts from Lone Star. So keep in mind, that's going to be your responsibility to send that institution your final transcript from Lone Star. You have access on your My Lone Star account to view your unofficial transcript. So once it shows that your degree has been conferred, it'll put a date on there. Degree awarded on blah, blah, blah. Okay? Week what, May 13th? My son's birthday, by the way. So it'll put that on the bottom of your transcript. Once that's on there, then you request for them to send that final transcript to your institution. If you're taking college classes at Lone Star over the summer, I would suggest you would send two. One at the end of the semester, and then one again at the end of the summer, okay? You've got to make sure all of your information is to your university, so you might need to send two of them, just FYI. Yes, it will cost you a whole $20, okay? I'm trying to think. I thought there might be one more thing that I needed to cover. Y'all have any questions about any of this stuff? All right, so let's look at our graduation applications. I would write in pen, blue or black ink. This is official. I would write as neatly as possible. So there are several things that you need to put on here. You need to make sure you put the address where you want your diploma sent. So when you're actually going to receive the diploma will be sometime after graduation. They run all their processes at Lone Star, and they're going to do on here. I'll look at yours then. The other things you need to make sure you do on here, double check that I checked the right associate degree. Double check that that's the right catalog. It should be the same on the sheet that I gave you as well as here. You need to check yes or no if you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa. And then your anticipated graduation. So guys, it's either spring of 2017 or summer 2017 if you're going to have to take some summer courses to finish up. So check either spring or summer, depending on what your situation is.
Oh, wait.
But this is what you're in. You see, that's everything that you need. This is what you're in out west. It's only Okay, hang tight.
Well, I just want to make sure that this is like, because I messed up, so I tried to fix it.
Okay. The last thing I want you to make sure you do, in this big black box, the name as you would like it to appear on your diploma. You want to make sure that they can read it, because you're going to want to hang that diploma on your wall. Or your mom will, or somebody will. So make sure that it's written really neatly, and everybody can read exactly what that name is that's going to go on that diploma.